Hey guys, welcome. Dr. Parkes here.
And Jaz.
So today we're going to talk to you about two different enrollment kits through doTERRA. One is the Healthy Start Kit, and the second is the Healthy Essentials Kit. Now, we'll explain in a second why we're putting both of these in the same video, because they're actually very similar, but there's some key distinctions that we'll go through. So today we're going to talk to you about two different enrollment kits through doTERRA. One is the Healthy Start Kit, and the second is the Healthy Essentials Kit. Now, we'll explain in a second why we're putting both of these in the same video, because they're actually very similar, but there's some key distinctions that we'll go through.
Yeah, if you're watching this video, you most likely already made a decision about getting started with essential oils. And these two kits are one of our favorites to introduce people to essential oils.
Yeah, so if you know that, okay, you want essential oils and you want to start integrating them into your life, and you're just looking to dip your toes into essential oils, this is a great kit because it comes with 10 5 ml vials, the smaller vials. But again, each vial has 85 drops of oils, and you only need 1 or 2 drops for most uses. So there's a ton of value here, ton of versatility. And if you're sure that you already know that these oils are going to become an integral part in your life, stepping up to the 15 ml vials through really less than double the cost, you're getting 3 times the amount of oils. And there's also some differences in which oils you get. This kit is actually a much more tremendous value. They're both valuable. This one's more valuable if you're looking to make that full step in. So let's start off with what you get with the Healthy Start Kit. So first of all, both kits you get a diffuser. With this kit you get the Brevi diffuser. This is the actual diffuser that I use, that I take with me to work in the ER, because it's super portable. It covers an area about 350 square feet, and it will last for a good 5 hours or so. So for me on a shift, I do have to fill it up twice, but that's okay because I'd rather have something portable. You get this nice little box that your oils come in, and there's 3 oils that are unique to this kit that we'll start off with. So first off, let's start with Melaleuca. Melaleuca is also known as tea tree oil.
Yeah, so tea tree oil is, if you think of skin irritations or skin discomfort, this is the oil that you want to really lean on. So if you have a cut or a wound, you can simply apply a drop or 2 and it'll disinfect that area.
Yeah, totally. So very helpful for disinfectant, very kind of got a clean feeling to it when you diffuse it, and it's a nice oil to have. So second oil that's unique, this is the king of oils. This is frankincense. It's extremely valuable oil. This is taken from the resin of the tree that it's taken from, and it is probably the most versatile oil. If I had to pick one oil that I would always keep with me at all times, it would be this oil, because it is very cellular supportive. It's antioxidant, anti-proliferative. It's healing. We could go on and on about this oil. Check out the separate video on frankincense oil, because it is a long, long list of reasons why this is a phenomenal oil.
Yeah, so there's actually a phrase that I learned in my first essential oil class, and it was, when in doubt, use frankincense. So if you really don't know what oil to lean for, you can always take frankincense, and without a doubt, it'll help in any area of health. And it's also a great enhancer for other oils. So if you blend it with another essential oil, it'll enhance the properties of that oil. So great oil to have.
Yes. And the third unique one for the Healthy Start Kit is oregano oil. So oregano oil, when I first saw oregano, I was like, I really don't cook with oregano. But what I didn't know is that it's incredible for helping your immune system. So if you ever feel a little under the weather, this is the big guns. This is the oil that you're going to bring out to help support your immune system and really just get rid of any bug that's in your system. Yeah, and that's one thing, even though we weren't cooking with it in the beginning, now that we found is, okay, when a recipe calls for adding some dried oregano, we'll just put a drop of this in, and it's so much fresher, so much closer to the source of the actual oregano leaf. So,
and one thing to keep in mind with oregano, it's a hot oil, so you really want to dilute it and mostly apply it on the soles of your feet, so you're not putting it on a sensitive area of your body.
Yeah, sweet. So again, these are the 3 oils that are unique to the Healthy Start Kit. The rest of these oils you actually get with the Healthy Essentials Kit, and we're going to go through all of those. So just know that you're going to get the next 7 oils that we're going to talk about here. So let's move on to the next oil, Digest Zen. So this is an oil that you use really for digestion, obviously, as the name implies. So this is a blend. It's a blend of a few different oils, and it's helpful to not only promote motility of your gut, it's also helpful to help calm inflammation and irritation in the gut. So if there's certain bloating symptoms, even a little bit of nausea, if there's a digestion absorption issue, this is a nice oil to help support the GI tract, the gastrointestinal tract.
Yeah, and it's really formulated to, like you said, really support the digestive system. It has peppermint, fennel, ginger, all oils that are going to be very soothing to the tract.
Yeah, sweet. So let's put these front and center for you guys to see. Next oil.
Next oil is peppermint. So peppermint is a very stimulating oil as well as very cooling. So it's a very versatile oil as well. The way I like to use peppermint is I actually get car sick. So I love carrying this with me at all times because I just never know when that motion sickness is going to hit me. So simply opening the bottle and breathing it straight in is going to really help that queasiness.
Yep. The other time that I'll use this really easily, this is probably one of the most commonly used applications for oil, is to use peppermint oil when people are getting like that tension up in your head area. I'll take 1, maybe 2 drops, rub it on just the tips of your couple fingers, and rub it into your temples. It'll help open up the blood flow to that area. I always recommend when you're doing that, take enough water, so making sure that you're not already dehydrated. So if you're hydrating and you're using this, it really quickly helps soothe that tension that we tend to get in our head area.
Yeah, and if you have little ones around, this is a great, like I said, a cooling oil. So if their core body temperature is a little elevated, applying a little bit on their soles of their feet or even creating a spray bottle is going to be so cooling and refreshing for them.
Yeah, sweet. Awesome. What's next?
So next is On Guard. So On Guard is our protective blend, and the reason why is going to protect against environmental and seasonal threats. It's incredible to keep around your house and really use it on a daily basis.
Yep, this is the one that I will diffuse whenever I work an ER shift. This actual diffuser is what I take with me, and I will put a few drops in a diffuser, and it's running the whole shift. People know that I'm working before they see me because they can tell, oh, it smells good in here. Dr. Parkes must be here today. And I use it because of its immune boosting properties. Obviously, I'm in the ER, I'm exposed to a whole lot of different things, so this keeps me strong and healthy.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing is when you're diffusing it, you're not the only one getting the benefits from it. So in the ER, you're getting the benefits, the nurses are getting the benefits, patients are getting the benefits. Same thing at home. So if you're diffusing something, everyone around is getting the benefits of it, which is awesome.
Yep. So it looks like I'm seeing Breathe is our next one here.
Breathe, you love Breathe.
Oh yeah, so we were just using this morning. I will use this especially in the wintertime. We're in the Chicago area, so Midwest winters, you've got doors and windows shut constantly through many, many months, and you've got allergens, particles, dust, whole bunch of other garbage that you wouldn't even dream of is building up inside the home, particularly when we don't have fresh air coming in and out. And that's what leads to all this congestion. You ever wake up in the morning and you've just got gunk, and it takes an hour to clear all that stuff out, or you've got allergies. So this is my go-to oil to help open that up. So in those winter months, I will diffuse this through the night in the bedroom, and it helps make sure that I wake up and I don't have to do any clearing out because I'm just keeping things clear and the air is moving with this.
Yeah, I mean, it has powerful oils like eucalyptus, peppermint in there as well. So in general, just very great for upper respiratory issues.
Yeah, and you can also throw on that you can use it kind of as a spot treatment. If you go into an area and there's allergies or there's pet dander or something like that, you can take a drop or two, rub it on your palms and just take that in. You can also rub it kind of on your chest and you'll get that slow evaporation process where it's going to continue to help you out.
Absolutely. The next oil is Balance.
Oh yeah.
You have a cool story about Balance.
Oh yeah. Well, this is my favorite. Top 2 oils. This is my top 2. So this is extremely grounding oil. Mm-hmm. I'll use this quick story here. So back when I was in my training in the emergency room, so before I was a full on your own attending, you go through this training process specific to ER. And I'll never forget, this is probably first year into my training. There's a process where if someone's really sick and they can't breathe, they sometimes need to be put on a ventilator, and we will put a tube in to help people breathe. And this can be kind of a high tension, anxious situation for a lot of people who haven't gotten used to doing this, because you're actually paralyzing someone so they can't move. And that's how you make sure that you can get the breathing tube in. But sometimes if you have trouble getting it in, it can be a really dangerous thing that's done. So I'm going through, I'm doing this procedure with someone who really needed it. And my director was there, and he's just kind of watching, and we finished the whole thing, and everything went great. And he stops me and goes, Steve, I've never seen anybody so calm going through that. I'm like, oh, well, it makes sense. If you're calmer, you have more resources. If you're freaking out, your brain's going to be all over the place. You're not going to be able to be as calm and focused. And I didn't know it at the time. What I was describing was a very grounded part of me that was coming out, and it's been my superpower in the ER. It's why I can be in a crazy ER and just always kind of be at my center. I can always kind of handle what's coming at me. Even with that core quality, there are times things come up where I could use a little extra help. So people ask me what they can do to help with that, and this is my go-to external source of how you can get more grounded. Every time I just take a little like whiff, it's crazy. I'll smell that, and I just feel it's like my energy is just going to my core, and it's going very centered. I feel very aligned with this. And I will also use this in meeting situations. If I'm going to have an interaction or hold a meeting where there's going to be high stakes or tension going on, this just keeps people a little level-headed. It's such a phenomenal balance of an oil. No pun intended, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
it's incredible for grounding, and in general, if you also have your children running around and you just need everyone to kind of simmer down a little bit, a great oil to diffuse around the house.
Yeah, great. So we've got 5 left. Hang in there. We're almost done. You're learning so much.
The next is lemon oil. So when I think of lemon, I think all things cleansing. So it has a very high level of limonene, which is going to help detox the body and cleanse your body internally. Also cleanse your home.
Yeah, so lemon is an extremely simple oil. The first time I heard lemon oil, I'm going, oh, that's so simple. It probably isn't very useful, because I was in this thinking of the more complex something is, the more valuable it is. We have this phrase called complexity is the enemy of execution, and that can be true with oils too. So this little Power Punch oil, actually there are 50 lemons that it takes to make this little 15 ml bottle of oil. And so I used to use lemons in my water. I'm super huge on hydration. I will harp at you whenever I get a chance to encourage you to hydrate effectively, which is half your weight in pounds. So if you're 150 pounds, half of your weight would be 75. That's how many ounces of water you want to drink per day, for the most part. There's certain situations where your doctor may tell you otherwise, but so if you're 200 pounds, get 100 ounces of water in. And so I would hydrate really aggressively, and at an ER shift, I would take 60 ounces of water, and I would go cutting up these lemons and putting the lemon, the peel, into my water. I didn't really do it for taste. I did that because I learned when you integrate lemons to your drinking water and your hydration, you're alkalinizing your system. And the science is a little bit complex. Just know that, yes, a lemon is acidic to the tongue, but it's alkalinizing to the body. And that's why it can be so invigorating and energizing and protective to our cells. So now I don't have to cut up the lemons anymore, because this is pure lemons. And I can just take 1, maybe 2 drops into that bottle, and I'm good to go. I'll keep this with me if I'm going out to eat. When people serve water at the restaurant, I will just add this to my water. I don't order soft drinks. I don't tend to order other beverages. I just put this into my water, and my health, I think, has shown it. I haven't gotten sick in 2 years and counting now since I've been doing all these practices.
Yeah,
so
such a versatile oil to have.
Yes, I go on and on about lemon. So again, all these oils that you're seeing so far, you get with this kit from the Healthy Start. But what you see, the bigger bottles are the Healthy Essentials kit.
Yeah, so instead of 85 drops, you're getting 250 drops per bottle.
Exactly.
So the next oil is lavender. So lavender is all things calming, soothing. When I think of lavender, I think of a very nurturing oil. So it's great to have for anyone. It's great for children, great for pets, great for the elderly. I love using it as a calming oil for my nervous system.
Mm-hmm. This is actually the first oil I ever received from doTERRA. So someone gifted me a little 5 ml vial of lavender oil. When they gifted it to me initially, I kind of said, "Oh, thank you," and my brain kind of went, "I don't know what I'm going to use this for," and they explained, "Well, you use it to help you calm down and just relax and for sleep." And I said, "Okay," and then I brought it home and I put it on my nightstand, and it sat on my nightstand for a whole month. Because I always had this idea, I don't need anything else to help me out, right? So one day, about a month later, I come home, and it was a crazy ER shift. Many ER shifts are crazy, but this was particularly draining for me. And I came home, and I'm like, good, I'm going to finally rest, get some sleep, and recharge, because I had to go do it all again the next day. And I'm laying there trying to sleep. and my body's not sleeping, and I'm wondering, okay, just relax. And you ever try to push on something, just relax, and you try to force it and it's not working? Well, I was in that situation. So my body's with all this tension, and I look over and it's like 1:30 in the morning, and I see the little vial of lavender there. I'm like, oh yeah, 2 drops on my soles. So I took 2 drops, rubbed it into the soles of my feet, and totally knocked out. Knocked out. It was like a minute or 2. I was gone. I woke up the next morning and I feel all refreshed, and I'm going, putting it together, and I saw that little bottle of lavender, and I'm going, maybe there's something to this. And that was the beginning of my doTERRA journey. So lavender, super soothing, calming. It just helps calm the nervous system, especially at night. So this is something that we'll use very often when people have challenges with sleep.
And I also love to use it for any skin irritation. So if you find yourself with a skin rash, or if you burn yourself accidentally, like I did last week when I was curling my hair, I simply applied 2 drops of the oil onto my palm, and it soothed it so quickly.
Yeah, and so that story I just told you about the sleeping, it was probably a year later that I started realizing you can use this with burns. And I see people with burns all the time in the ER. Sometimes I'll send people to a burn center. Any situation with burns, I've seen it. And so I get a pretty good idea of how long it'll take a particular burn to heal. And so I had once burned, I think it was my right hand, with a pan. I was reaching for a pan. I didn't know the pan just came out of the oven. It had been taken out. And so it goes, just totally burned the palm side of my fingers and my palm. And I'm cooling it off, doing the normal things the first minute or 2. And I look at it and going, this is going to be 2-3 weeks of a problem. And then lavender was introduced and said, hey, just put some lavender on there. I could not believe it was 2 to 3 days. I don't know how else to tell it to you. It was almost back to normal after 2 to 3 days. And I'm going, that is incredible. I have no burns. This would have taken much longer. So I don't know how it works. All I know is that it works. And I have firsthand evidence on my own body. And I've since recommended this to be helpful for so many of my patients who are suffering these, minor burns. So
there's a reason why lavender is very, very popular.
Sweet. So again, just to recap, all these oils you see here, these are 10 oils. This is what you get with the Healthy Start Kit, and you get the 5 ml vials. Everything here over are 15 ml vials. Oh, and you get a bigger diffuser called a pedal diffuser. It's made for a bigger room, 600, 700 square feet. So it'll last longer. It'll last you a good 8 to 10 hours with that diffuser. With the step up, again, less than double the price, and you get 3 times the oils. And you get a little bit of an upgrade because you're going to get these 3 oils that we're about to talk about. So
so the next oil is copaiba. So this oil is beautiful. It's very similar to frankincense in that it helps just calm down your nervous system, and it helps your body go into what's called homeostasis and just essentially balance every system of your body out.
Yep, there's antioxidant properties with this, similar to frankincense, and also a little bit of anti-proliferative properties with this as well. So it is not CBD. There's some differences that we'll talk about in a separate video, but you can kind of put those together as cousins in your mind. Mm-hmm. So again, really versatile oil, copaiba. 2 more, Deep Blue.
Deep Blue. You had an experience with Deep Blue today.
I did. Well, so they make Deep Blue in a cream. That's called a rub, and I actually had some kink in my neck here, so I rubbed it in, and it's almost gone. It's not 100% gone, but it's pretty close to there. And I was, 2-3 hours going by, I'm like, okay, I got this kink. I'll just kind of fake it. The nice thing about the oil is you can use it in a variety of different ways. You can mix it in with the lotion, or you can just take a drop or 2 and then rub that in, ideally with a carrier oil, and have the same effect. So it is really for aches, pains, muscles, joint aches, those sorts of things. It's a great blend. And what are the couple of things that are in Deep Blue? Yeah,
so there's eucalyptus, there's peppermint, there's wintergreen, which is that menthol property in there. So this oil, like you said, is great for pain and inflammation. If you have any joint issues or knee pain, it's great to apply to the area. I love to use it before my workouts. So I love relaxing my muscles, and it's also really good at opening up the airways because it has that peppermint in there as well.
Exactly. And notice this has a kind of a different cap. This is a child-proof cap because this is the one oil that you don't want kids to get into to drink the whole thing. That can be bad. So it's got the child-proof cap on that just to make extra sure that everyone's protected. So that's Deep Blue. And last but certainly not
last oil is absolutely one of our favorite oils, and it's adaptive. So this is a newly introduced oil to doTERRA, and we've just heard incredible stories about adaptive.
Well, first of all, we've experienced it ourselves. When you first smell this oil, I have to just smell it myself. So Balance is my favorite grounding blend. The difference between this and Balance, this is grounding at the same time, but it's also uplifting. And until you smell it, I don't know how to fully convey that. It's almost as if, okay, when I smell this and I take it in, there's a grounding effect and it just elevates. I can feel kind of my center of gravity moving up, and it's just also brightening. So I will actually use this with people and suggest it in certain situations when there's a lot of built up anxiety, a lot of built up tension, particularly it's coming from the brain and the nervous system and overthinking, because this can help calm those overthinking thoughts. And because of that, it can be helpful when people are having trouble falling asleep because of overthinking. You ever try to fall asleep and you're thinking about something, you're like, okay, don't think about this thing, don't think about this thing. It doesn't really work too well, right? This can help the body just calm, so it doesn't have to cling to that crazy thought. It just can let it go. And when you let it go, the body just does what it naturally knows how to do. So this is a very powerful oil. I love that they've just introduced this to the Healthy Essentials kit. And so you get a whole 15 ml vial of this oil.
Yeah, and we are living in a very stimulating time where we're constantly being bombarded with information. So this oil is useful for anyone because we all need to calm our nervous system down at some point. And I love that this kit comes with this oil.
Yes.
Such a treat.
Yes. More I'd like to say about that, but you have to check out the separate videos. So just to sum it up again, you've got Healthy Start Kit, and then less than double the price, you're getting 3 times the oils with the Healthy Essentials Kit. If you've got questions about these kits, you want to know a little bit more, just first of all, you can check out all our content in the links below. You can also find a link to where you can then ask us questions individually. We will be the ones answering your questions. We're more than happy to help out. And then, of course, when you've decided that you want to take whichever kit you choose, you can find the links below to make your purchase with it. Yeah, and at the end of the day, empowerment is why we're doing this, why we believe so much in doTERRA, the empowerment we've received from doTERRA, and the whole community that doTERRA has just fostered. It's a whole culture. It's a lifestyle of empowerment. And this is our chance to share that empowerment with you so then you can enjoy it for yourself and then hopefully just share with whoever else may need eventually. And this is the beauty with these wellness consults. Not only do you have an opportunity to have a consult with us to have your short-term kind of learnings done and taken care of, you get to set your goals both 1 week out, a month out, and beyond, so that you're always making progress in your own wellness and your own energy and your own vitality. And so when you pass on empowerment to someone else, the beauty is you're good to go. You've got what you need. If you run out of an oil, you don't have to get a prescription for it. You can refill it on your own. You have what you need. And so that's the beauty of either of these kits. They're great ways to get started, especially this Home Essentials kit. If you got any questions, let us know. Again, comments, links below. We are happy to connect with you, and we'll see you guys later.
Thank you. See you guys.